Hey guys, this is DIY or Die back again, and today we're going to be trying to fix Stanley booster pack here. Found it on the side of the road, so it didn't come with the charger. I hooked it up and it does charge, but doesn't hold the charge. It has an air compressor that's built into it, and if I turn it on, see. So it barely turns over, which means there's very little juice left in this battery pack. So I'm going to see what the battery pack is and if it's replaceable. We're going to have to repair these leads. They've been cut off. Scrappers cut the copper off. Obviously they were stupid enough to leave, a good like 6 inches on either side, but whatever. So let's, I'll take the cover off here and I'll be back. Okay, so I got just these 6 screws here. Pulled this air compressor portion off, but can't quite get it disconnected because there's wires there. So I had to take this off first because it was slightly covering. It covers the hole right about like that. So you got to move that over and take these main screws off, and I'll be back once I get that cover off. So here we go. Okay, so got the rest of the big screws out here, so let's start popping this open. Look at that. This is going to be much easier than I thought. I was figuring there was some custom lithium polymer battery in here, considering it said it cranked out over 500 amps. But it's just a lead acid battery. That's going to be super easy to fix. So let's take this apart more and I'll be back. Okay, so I was just cutting off some of the zip ties here that was holding this tight, and I noticed, as I said before, this is where you would charge it, and they gave you this proprietary little stupid cable that plugged into that, but I'm looking on the back, and this is just a wall wart with a strap on it. It's just a standard lead acid, 12 volt lead acid wall wart charger, float charger. So that's really cheap right there. I never would have expected that in a unit like this. You pay decent money for some of these units, and I mean, I don't know about all of them, but this one, it literally just has a wall wart charger just strapped right into the inside of the unit. Like that's pretty cheap right there. That's pretty dumb. And there's no this is going to be your contactor here, obviously. But really, it's just a bare bones circuit board. Not a whole bunch of stuff going on here. So there's no supercapacitors in here, no bank of any sort. It's just the current just comes from this battery here. So it's quite sad. I could make one of these with relative ease and for probably half the price. So I'll keep tearing this down and I'll tell you what else I find. Yeah, so I took this guy out of here. It's 9.76 volts, so it's pretty dead. I will try charging it with my car battery charger rather than the cheap wall wart that came with this, which only charges at, there you go, half an amp at 12 volts, so that's terrible. This thing feels like it's made out of tissue paper. So I'll charge it with a car battery charger and see if I can get this battery back in shape or if I have to buy a new one, but yeah. And on another note, I'll show you basically, like I said before, there's this contactor here. Got your one lug, second lug, and then you just positive and negative leads. This is going to be your, what is this here? This is your 12 volt wall this is your 12 volt cigarette lighter outlet, and the rest of this is just pointless circuitry to show you the different display lights on the on this thing, so the different charge levels and whether or not you're boosting or not. So that's all there is to it. I'm actually going to take this off and see the rating of this, see if it's actually rated for 500 amps. Alright, so I took apart this big disconnect switch here. It's actually not really a contactor. I mean, I suppose it's just a big manual disconnect switch like you would use in a car for battery disconnects. But so here's the bottom. I took the bottom cover off. So you got just 2 separated buses here, and obviously they're disconnected. And then when you twist the knob, it brings this big plate down and it locks it in place there. And there's actually a ton of seating force on that, so I'll give them the benefit of the doubt on that. I'm sure that could handle 500 amps intermittently, but no copper, so I'm not really pleased with that. They did use copper wire though, but even the lugs themselves aren't copper, so not the best, but I'm sure you could use it for, you know, intermittent use, like I said, light duty use, not heavy duty stuff. But yeah, I'll throw this on the charger now. Well, I just put it on the charger and it's at 13.9 volts and it says the charger is complete and there's no current draw. So I'm gonna say it's safe to wager that, I mean, there's not even any sparks. So this battery is not taking any current whatsoever, so it's definitely pooched. So I just got to connect it up backwards, but it doesn't matter. And the voltage is dropping dramatically, so definitely needs a new battery. Alrighty here, so I'm just screen capturing on my computer. Hopefully my mic is alright here. It's pretty crappy headset mic, but it'll do the job, I'm sure. Anyways, so here it is here. Found it online on Amazon. I'm sure this is probably about the price you're going to pay in a store. Probably cheaper, actually. But it's totaling at around 160 Canadian dollars, which is pretty bad, to be honest, for what you're getting. I mean, look at some of this labeling here. 1,000 peak battery amps, and then like, look at some of this labeling. 1,000 peak battery amps, and then underneath it they have 500 amp instant starting power. Like, so, like, what's the difference between 1,000 peak amps and 500 instant amps? I mean, I'm going to school for electrical engineering, and I can tell you right now that I don't know what an instant amp is. Like, that this doesn't make any sense. Peak amps I can see, and they should use peak amps and starting amps. That's an actual thing they use in the automotive industry. Starting amps is the continuous current, whereas peak would be right at the start when you have a locked rotor, basically, on your starter motor. But anyways, let's scroll down. Let's look at the reviews for this. Oh, look at this. They got their entire product line here. They got a 600 amp one, 700, and then they got what's the difference? Oh, this one has a compressor. So it looks like mine's the top of the line one that I found. 120 psi compressor, portable power with USB. Yeah. There we go. So it's got basically 400 customer reviews, and there's an average of 3.9 out of 5 stars. So it looks like there's quite a few 1-star reviews. Let's see. Let's just go with the top reviews here. Intentionally sold as incomplete product. Missing AC extension cable. Cannot charge without one. Yeah, so he's this is that weird cable that I was talking about. The one that I found, because I found this on the side of the road. The one I found didn't have that cable. This is the same with this guy here. And it's because they have this weird adapter cable to fit just a standard plug. But you need like a male to female AC cable, which is really weird because they decided that it would be a good idea to use that stupid wall wart and just, strap it right on the inside of the machine. That's just cheap manufacturing there. Like, this thing, I bet you this thing only costs like $30 to make. I'll tell you what, the battery itself is easily the most expensive thing. Everything else is probably, I'm willing to wager $10, $15. Like, it's ridiculous, this product.
Works great. Has juice started to fire my 5.3 Chevy V8. Okay. Well, I'm surprised I can start a 350 Chevy just from minus 30, just like that. Must not been very dead. Great to boost the car. See, I will say that it can. I'm sure it'd be actually an okay, it's just portable battery pack for like you said, a laptop or a light for camping, etc. That would probably work okay. It's 19 amp hours. I mean, it's got an okay amount of energy in there. Piece of junk. Yeah, this is what I'm expecting. First snow, fully charged. Didn't work. Yep, not surprising. Here we go. We got a top 1,000 reviewer here. So I don't know what that means really, but he said it worked great, and then it died after 6 months, and he only used it twice. So that's not surprising. Let's go to international reviews. Not fount charger. Worst. Okay, that guy, I don't know. Didn't work first time. Let's see. So this one just didn't work, it seems. Again, bad quality control, not surprising. Wouldn't recommend. Okay, again, probably bad quality control if your emergency light just starts coming on. Not enough juice to crank over a BMW. Yep, like I said before, not surprising. Failed to start the car even after 100% charged. A Mazda S4. Yeah, that's not a very big car. So not looking very good for this thing. And it makes sense. You have a tiny lead acid battery. I mean, let's look up a. Okay, so I was looking around. I found one spec sheet that's kind of important to what I was trying to say earlier. So it says a 12 volt sealed lead acid 7 amp hour battery. So it's slightly smaller. It's like half the size, roughly, a little bit more. And here's a spec sheet here. So rated capacity, blah, blah, blah. Max discharge current. So we have 72 amps for 5 seconds, maximum. That's not very good. That's not going to start a car. Not at all. I'll try to find a bigger one that's closer to our size. Okay, so here's a spec sheet of a 12 volt, 20 amp hour SLA battery here. Absorbed glass mat, so that's a newer technology, not an older lead-plated one, whatever. Essentially, what I'm looking for here is, I mean, they have curves and all this, characteristics, discharge characteristics, but this is the important number. I'll zoom in a bit for you guys. Maximum discharge current for 5 seconds is 300 amps. Now, these guys are claiming 1,000. Okay. Now, depending on your car, a truck, for example, you're going to be pulling at least 500 amps on your starter. I mean, diesel trucks, they'll pull thousands of amps. So this really, you're not going to start a lot with a battery like this. Now, this is within a spec sheet. I'm sure you could probably get out, 400 amps maybe, but that would be for only a split second. And that is possibly where they're getting this 1,000 peak amps from. But that doesn't sustain. It's gone practically instantly. So, as I said before, this really is not the battery meant for the job. If they could get away with this, a battery of this size, then they would just put them in cars from factory like that. But they don't, because they don't work. Not to mention, discharging batteries like this, where it's practically, the load is practically a short circuit, is not the best for them. So that also explains the short lifetime and rather poor starting characteristics we were seeing by these people on Amazon in these reviews here. So now here's an example of what I would recommend. Do not buy this. So overall, stay away from these Stanley Jumpits and anything else that looks to be, it's got a big handle on the top and stuff. Any of these big bulky ones, they're going to have a lead acid battery in them, and you're not going to be starting a pickup truck like this guy is. Good luck, buddy. I'll give it to him sometimes. You might be lucky to start with this, but the point of a booster pack is to provide assistance at all times, so you can count on it, basically. And I would not count on this thing to start my car, so scratch that. Here is something that I would buy. It's quite a bit more expensive. We're looking at, $160 versus $400, but at the same time, you're actually going to be able to start your car with this. Now, I haven't done a teardown on one of these. I don't own one of these, but I can tell you right now, it's going to do a heck of a lot better job of starting your car than one of the Stanley Jumpits or, any one of those lead acid battery packs is going to do. Now, notice how it says lithium. So this is going to be lithium ion or lithium polymer technology. I would assume lithium polymer. They're better for high discharge rates and stuff, but it doesn't really get into what it is. Looks like it just says lithium, so I'll assume it's lithium polymer. It says 4,000 amps. I'm a bit doubtful on that. I don't know. Like I said, these manufacturers, they cherry pick their values from unrealistic scenarios and time frames. So this could be for a nanosecond for all we know or something. It says it's good to 10-liter gas and diesels. That's quite a bold claim. A 10-liter diesel's hard enough to, or 10-liter gasser is hard enough to start, not to mention a 10-liter diesel. But reviews. This one has 1,500 reviews, and it's got 4.4 out of 5. So that's quite a bit better. Let's look through some of these here. Loads of power. Starts cars and trucks alike, even in the middle of winter when the battery has no power left. See, that's the key. It's not just where it's slightly dead. It's where the battery is completely dead. That's what you want a booster pack to be able to bring back to life. Drains quickly. That's to be expected. It's not a big battery in there. Quality. Look at that. Powerful. Starts good. Okay. This guy jump started a Freightliner Cascadia. So that's a semi-truck. So quite surprised I could do that. Let's see what they got for one of those. Yeah, so here's the truck he was talking about, Freightliner Cascadia, and that means he was going to start a Detroit DD 13, 15, 16, or a Cummins ISX 15. So we're talking anywhere from 13 to 16 liter diesel engines. So quite impressive. Quite impressive. Let's see, this guy here. Pricey side. Used with multiple diesels, blah, blah, blah. Look at that. Starts as Cummins, 6.7 Cummins well. That's pretty good. Those are big engines to turn over. There you go. 1990 7.3 IDI diesel. Cranked it over no problem. Boost virtually any vehicle the average person will own. Big Daddy, good, top, yeah. So every single review I've read in this, this is sorted by top reviews, just like the other page. They've all been great reviews. And that's the difference between something like this and something like this. And that's basically, with these, you get what you pay for. So, as I said before, don't buy one of these. They're absolute garbage. Spend the money, get something like this. It'll be worth your time and money, especially when you're sitting in a ditch or you're sitting in a driveway when it's minus 30 and you can't start your car. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the teardown here. Teardown and, mini review, I guess you could say. If you liked me doing these, then just give me a shout down below and I'll keep doing them. I'll see you guys in the next one.